Today I'm going to review characteristics of the pilgrim or the hero with the definitions of the Hebraic servant leadership model versus the Roman Greco or the Greek manager model. And these can be seen as leadership models I feel like the Greek model on the right side here is actually a result of more of a manager mentality. For example, that mentality might think, I'm going to make sure everyone's flowing the way it should go in this cog. But yesterday we talked about these characteristics of the pilgrim, and we saw a lot of these contradictory and opposing characteristics. So for instance, the diligence of the characteristics of the pilgrim here, diligence, full of faith, humble, meek, submissive in Colossians. And then we looked at the opposite of those characteristics, full of ego and fears of man and pride, anger, wrath, bitter, disobedient, malice, jealousy, unclean, coveting. These verses in these scriptures are teaching us and giving us this vision of these two fundamental worldviews. If we remember this principle that these characteristics or vices can be connected with this ancient Hebraic symbol and sun at horizon, that it may not only be a list there in the book and in the scriptures, the verses, we can remind ourselves that there is a progression, either upward or downward. And yes, maybe we can have charity. Let's see about this next list. Maybe we can have charity a part of us and experience charity more, but maybe there's also a state of charity or a gift of charity. And there's a place where we're living in charity more often as we go through the cycle again. And each time we cycle around, we can hold these virtues in us. And this week, we can hold it for this week, or we can hold it for this day, or in this situation, instead of losing it and going to the opposite human nature side. So for Wednesday's tutorial discussion, we will open Matthew 5 to some of the characteristics for us to be ready for day 4's worldview discussion. And we will look into some different aspects from the extremes to the subtleties there on day 4. And it's really good to understand these characteristics and because they are attitudes and ways. And all of this is about becoming and the ways of becoming. So first, I will share a story that illustrates the value of understanding the differences of these worldviews.